welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Meg, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the new NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation. So the internet has been buzzing with this new foundation. NYX collaborated with YouTuber Alicia Ashley, and they created 45 different foundation shades. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some information about the product before we get into testing it. Like I mentioned, there are 45 different shades, and this shade range needs to be talked about for a minute because they have quite a number of undertones. They have olive undertones, yellow undertones, pink undertones, neutral undertones, everything that you could possibly want in a foundation. And they do have a very large range of deep and dark shades. So finally, brands are starting to get it and know that 12 shades just aren't gonna cut it for people anymore. And while I was in the store, I went and picked this up at Ulta. Ulta is a great place to try to get this foundation because they do have testers available. So while I was trying to find my shade, they did have a really large variety of lighter shades as well, which is good because often in the winter I get quite pale and it's really hard to find foundations light enough for me. Now, as you can see in my face, I try to keep it out of the sun, but my body has a little bit of a tan, so I was trying to match the foundation to my tan in the store, and this is what came up to be the best match. Now that I've seen it in natural lighting, I think that it may be a little bit too dark for me, but I can always go back and exchange it for a different shade. So this foundation retails for $14.99, which I think is pretty reasonable for a drugstore foundation. And it currently has 3.5 stars on Ulta out of 4 with 11 reviews already. So let's learn some more about this. It says that it is lightweight, waterproof, pigmented AF. It says that it is going to deliver a matte coverage and color that stays true up to 24 hours. So when they say the color is going to stay true, I think that to mean that it's not going to oxidize or dry down darker. So we'll also investigate that. And again, it is claiming to last for 24 hours, so I'm going to keep this on as long as I can today to see how it lasts. Typically, I stay away from matte foundations because I do have dry skin, but with it being so humid in the summer, my skin, I don't even know what is going on with it. I was in a dry, climate, and I just recently moved back into a humid one, so I feel like I've been a little bit more on the oily side. Says that the foundation is also non-comedogenic and suitable for normal, dry, oily combination and sensitive skin types, which is good because I also do have sensitive skin. I do have a lot of redness and some acne, so I'm excited to see how good of coverage this is going to give. It does have a pump for packaging, which is always a plus in my book. It's a lot less messy, and it is your typical 1 fluid ounce. All right, so I got 2 little pumps out on my face. Let's see how this blends out. It's quite odd because when it pumps out, it looks like it's really thick, but it does spread down to be pretty thin. I can already tell if you do have dry patches, this foundation probably would stick to them or they would be slightly noticeable. Also, with this foundation being on the thicker side, it's not going to spread as easily as something that's more liquidy like the Pro Glow by L'Oreal. I could be wrong, but I feel like NYX has more of like these really thin foundations because I tried their Total Control drops, and again, like that was like very like thin, kind of hard to spread. So far, I know this doesn't look right, but once I get it blended down, it will look more cohesive, but this is what half on looks like. I feel like I could see the slightest bit of pink peeking through in my cheek area. It did a really good job of covering up the redness from acne spots that I have down here. I'm just so not used to matte formulas. I'm like, where is the dewiness? I need it. So far it did give a pretty full coverage. I'm gonna finish up my face and be back. All right, so I finished putting on concealer and then set it. I have the rest of my cream products on and my brows on, and see, it doesn't look terrible. I kind of blended it down onto my neck. So for now, this is a decent-ish match. However, I normally set my foundation because I do tend to use dewier foundations, and this one, I don't think it's a good idea to set it with powder. I feel like you don't need to. Even just like rubbing on my face.
The National Weather Service has issued a beach hazard statement.
Thank you, phone, for telling me that. It's not really rubbing off or transferring. It feels like it's pretty set down into place. If you guys have ever set your face with a lot of powder, you know how it feels like slightly dry until the oils on your face like blend with it and warm it up. That's kind of how my face feels without setting it. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my contour, bronzer, blush, and highlight without setting my makeup and see how that works. All right, so now I have the rest of my base on, and I'm like surprisingly happy with how this all turned out. Normally I get a lot of breakage up around here when I don't set my foundation or if I don't put enough powder on it, and it didn't really budge, so that's really great. I feel like my contour showed up really well, my bronzer showed up really well. I forgot to put my blush on, so now we're gonna see if this shows up really well. My highlight is just beaming, so I am pretty happy with how everything went on top of this, because before I finished my face, to be honest, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like this foundation. So it is 4:23 in the afternoon. I'm gonna finish up my eye makeup. I will be back to do check-ins throughout the day and see how this holds up. And when I am done, I'm also going to use setting spray too. I think I'll do like half my face in the setting spray so we can really see the difference. It is now 5:43, so it's been about an hour since I've had the foundation on. This side I did end up using my Morphe setting spray on, and I can notice a little bit of a difference. This side of my face still has like a little bit of like that dry feeling to it. This side is starting to feel like a little bit more dewy, I guess you could say. Like I can feel that I have makeup on this side of my face, and I feel like everything is just looking better on this side as far as like my highlight and everything like that. Maybe that's just me, but so far I feel like everything's starting to mesh on this side with the setting spray. This side, everything is still in place, looking nice and matte. I feel like on my forehead I have a little bit of shine over here from where I use the setting spray. Luna is having a very nice pampered day here with me. And if you're curious about my makeup, I use the Armed and Gorgeous palette from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Vault collection. There will be a tutorial on this up very soon, so subscribe if you're interested to see how I got this. See you in a few hours. Probably not with this lipstick on because I'm about to eat dinner. Sure, just help yourself. It is 11:40 p.m. so I've had the foundation on for about 7.5 hours, and I have some thoughts. You can see from my face I do have a slight shine. You can see from the light catching I do have a slight shine on my forehead, but not anything too bad. I don't feel like the foundation feels goopy. I don't feel like it's melting on my face or really breaking apart. The only things that I have noticed is that it has gooped up a little bit on my chin, worn off there, and then the side I didn't set with a spray. It's a little bit goopy around my nose. I'll zoom you guys in just a second. But other than that, I feel like the foundation wore really well throughout the day and held up great. Don't mind my mouth area. I didn't correct it after I had dinner, but you can see right here, it just like glooped together. And then on this side of my nose a little bit. Other than that, I think my foundation looks pretty flawless, and my forehead is looking really great as well. You can see on both sides my highlight is really popping off. You can still see the contour, you can still see my blush, you can still see the bronzer. None of that faded away, which is really great. I think that if you are looking for a new everyday wear foundation, something to wear to work, this is something that is going to hold up without you needing to touch up throughout the day. However, if you have really, really dry skin or like flaky patches or anything like that, I don't think that this would be the best option for you because it is a matte foundation. I'm not gonna lie, when I first put this on, I thought I was gonna hate it. I thought it wasn't gonna work for me, but it did, you know, I gave it a chance and it ended up working. But if my skin had been drier than what it is, I don't know if I would feel the same. But if you have really oily skin, I think that this would be a great foundation for you to try. It really is a true matte. It's not one of those matte foundations that apply dewy or get dewy right away, like an hour after application. This really stayed mattified throughout the day. And even now, except for my forehead and maybe right in here, I still feel like I look pretty matte. And I laid down my strobe cream as a base, and with somebody with drier skin, I feel like I could actually mix the two together and maybe that would work a little bit better for drier skin. But this is what I use as a base today, and I feel like the foundation married really well with it. Great job to NYX and Alyssa Ashley. You guys killed it with this foundation, and I'm so excited to have this in my collection. I will definitely be needing to pick up a lighter shade here soon, but I really enjoyed wearing this today. I hope you guys liked it. Have you tried it? Let me know your thoughts, how you got along with it, if you would consider trying it, or what your favorite foundation of the moment is. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe before you go so you don't miss out on future content. There will be a tutorial for this eyeshadow look coming soon. Thank you again for watching, being here. Don't forget to give me a like and share the video if you found it useful. And I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone. And Luna says goodnight.